Hey Facebook, welcome to Real Life Cooking. Look at my guest here.
I'm happy.
You notice we're in like a different kitchen today,
Mm-hmm.
a unequipped kitchen apparently. So
Definitely.
this should be interesting. I'm gonna set you guys over here so you guys can see everything while I get Instagram set up. You guys know the game by now. We gotta get everyone ready for the party. There we go. All right.
Boom.
Now we gotta get Instagram ready. They can't see that. Chris, can you move that a little bit? Facebook cannot see this. Facebook cannot see the cutting board. There you go. That's better. A little bit more.
Better?
No, that's worse.
Okay.
I might have to do it in a second.
So I'm going to learn how to cook.
He's very
Or at
excited.
least one meal, you know?
Yes. You said you cooked something earlier this week, right?
I do. I'm very self-conscious when it comes to my cooking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love to eat,
Oops.
so yeah, there we go.
There we go. Hey, Instagram. Welcome to Real Life Cooking with Chefleen and special guest Justin Tinsley this week. We're just getting all our technological stuff set up. You guys know the game, how that works.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get everyone so everyone can see everything. Hey, TT, we miss you. Chris is doing your job, so let's everyone hold our breath so that that goes well.
Look.
Why can I not see the cutting board? There we go.
Oh, because I'm in the way, bro.
No. You see the bottom? There we go. That's better. Kind of. All right. Hey, guys. Welcome to Real Life Cooking with Chefleen. You know, the twice-a-month show where we show you how to cook a meal from start to finish. Today we have, and you know, I always say that cooking, anyone can do it. It's so easy. And, like, I ran into Justin a couple weeks in Mexico. We were talking about cooking. He was like, yeah, I can't cook anything.
No.
So today I'm going to show you that if he can do it, you can do it. You guys have the ingredients if you brought them along to cook along. I think Johanna's cooking along with us today, so
Really?
she's in the struggle with us.
Look, well,
Not the struggle. It's not a struggle.
I'm the only one that's struggling. I can't even fry bologna. So.
And actually, he said he ruined pasta once, so we're making a pasta dish. How did you ruin pasta?
Well, the G-rated version of it is, all right, so I got the noodles, on the oven. I happened to be watching a movie and I forgot the noodles were on the oven. So when I got back, they were basically like all mush. And I was very, very upset with myself because pasta is supposed to be easy to cook.
Pasta is super easy to cook.
Yeah.
All you got to do, we're making spaghetti. All you got to do is read the directions.
Why read directions?
You said what?
You're not.
Oh, there I'm in the frame now for Facebook. Right?
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. So today we're making pasta carbonara, and we're going to just dive right in there. As usual, if you have any questions, please drop them in the box below. We're missing TT today, but we have a great substitute, Christopher Coy, who just had an amazing draft
Yeah!
weekend. Let's go. Woo!
NFL agent extraordinaire.
Exactly. He will be trying out TT's job today. We'll see if we draft him for our weekly episodes as well. Today we're making pasta carbonara. It's a pasta dish that originated in Rome, Italy. It's very, very simple. There's less than 5 ingredients. You can't mess it up.
Oh, watch me.
We won't mess it up.
Hold my beer.
If you have any questions, drop them in the box below, and Chris will relay them to us. Questions or comments, let us know how we're doing. Food related, Justin is actually a writer, amazing writer for ESPN Undefeated.
Yep.
You want to tell us a few sentences about that?
Well, I'm a sports and culture writer, so I cover basically everything between sports, music, pop culture, all that stuff. I just had a great weekend. I saw Jay-Z in New York at Webster Hall on Friday. I was at Broccoli City yesterday. Got to see my man Lil Wayne. And now I'm closing it out with my girl, Chefleen, superstar chef.
You had a great weekend. That sounds really fun.
Jeremy Jones said, "Don't burn down the kitchen, Justin."
Don't worry, Jeremy. I'm here.
No,
we
yeah,
won't
no,
be burning
no pressure.
down any kitchen.
No pressure at all.
And also for the fans at home that are watching, we are not in New York. We're in Justin Tinsley's kitchen in Alexandria, Virginia. Right?
Yep.
That's the state we're in. Yep.
Yeah, we're in Virginia.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. If you're cooking along, you want to have a pot of water boiling back here. We have about 5. We're gonna cook this whole thing of pasta because we actually have 2 other guests coming along. And we're gonna cook the whole pound. So whenever you cook pasta, I think a lot of home chefs they forget that you need to have a ton of water. Like you don't ever want to cook spaghetti. Let me show you. In a pot like this. Like this would be a disaster if you cooked spaghetti in a pot like this.
That was the pot. That was the pot.
You want to use a ton of water because the pasta is just going to absorb all that water, and that's actually how it cooks. And to make your water boil faster...
You gotta stay in frame.
Oh. To make your water boil faster, you want to make sure that you have a lid on it. So our water's not at a full roaring boil yet, so so we don't want to add our pasta in quite yet.
So
But- Question?
where did Justin get his T-shirt?
I got it in LA. Yeah, I forgot what the name of the store was.
Speaking of t-shirt, we want to make Justin feel really legit right now. So we're actually going to be covering his t-shirt up with an apron because he is too official today.
This is like me getting my Rockefeller chain. Let me put it on.
You tie it back.
Can
We tied in the
you
back
do me
for
the
you.
honors?
There you go.
Oh, I gotta put a hat on because I need a haircut.
He's ready.
Oh,
He's ready.
I am ready to go.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to have you grab this pancetta here. I'm actually going to move this so it's easier for you guys to see all of
Pancetta.
this. Pancetta. Do you know what pancetta is, Justin?
Absolutely not.
Pancetta is related to bacon.
Mhm.
They're both from the belly of the pig. The only difference between bacon and pancetta is bacon is smoked and cured, and pancetta is just seasoned with salt and pepper and not smoked but cured. So you could actually eat pancetta raw. It wouldn't be very delicious because it's kind of chewy, so we want to crisp it up just like we would with bacon.
Mhm.
And how we're going to do that is simply just undo the package and put it in a cold pan. That's easy, right?
I think I can do that.
So pancetta you can buy in a lot of different ways. You can buy it like where you have to cut it up yourself, but this is real life. We don't have time to be cutting things up. We don't want to like waste our time. This is already cut up perfectly just for us, and we just got to toss it in a cold pan. Now you're gonna put it in this pan.
In this pan?
Let me be specific about what pan we're using here. So we're gonna be using 2 pans for
Put it in
this.
there now?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay.
And then turn on the heat to like a low.
Alright.
We're gonna be using 2 pans for this. The pot to boil the water, and then the pan to build our sauce. And the reason we're starting in a cold pan is because we want to render all of the fat out of the bacon. Now, if we were to put, or the pancetta, if we were to put the pancetta into a hot pan, what's going to happen is the outside's going to just crisp up, and the inside's going to not. It's going to be chewy still. So if you use a low heat, all of that fat is going to slowly drip out, which will make us have nice, crispy, delicious pancetta. If you cannot find pancetta, which actually in America it's pretty easy to find pancetta, there's a Whole Foods almost in every corner, especially in major cities like this. If you can't find it, you could just use really thick cut bacon.
Okay.
So
Got it.
easy enough. What you do want to do, I need to grab you a stir thing. We are gonna want to keep stirring it, so like along the way.
I can do this.
Okay.
I can do this. I
I'm
won't
gonna
mess it up.
I'm gonna turn it up just a little. There's like a little wind happening, so the flame is not like super high, but just a low heat there.
I'm stirring. I am
The
stirring.
magic is happening.
We are
people.
cooking. We are cooking.
Cooking is happening.
Yes.
All right, cool. So while he's doing that, traditional pasta carbonara does not have garlic, but in my opinion, I think garlic adds something to everything. So we're gonna mince up some garlic. Fresh garlic here we have. Just gonna remove a couple cloves. Again, totally optional, but I can't take it out. Totally optional, but I think it does add a nice like layer of flavor in the background there. Now, I'm going to show you how to peel the garlic, and then I'm gonna let you try.
Okay.
I'm gonna move the camera so you guys can see. So basically what I'm gonna do is remove the top and the bottom, and then the garlic should hopefully peel off. We'll see. Oh, also, another gift for you, because I was pretty sure you probably did not have a chef's knife in your house.
No.
Chef's knife. Very important to have a chef's knife. No matter how little cooking that you do in your home, you want to have a sharp chef knife. This knife I recommend for everyone that does not cook so much, because, now don't think I'm cheap here, but this is a good $40 knife that like is easy to sharpen, lasts sharp forever. Actually, Chris was like playing around with it earlier and cut himself. He didn't even think it was going to be that sharp, because he was like, he was like,
You were playing around with that?
yes, he was like, shoo. Ah. So it's a really good knife. It's called the Victorinox. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take off the top, take off the bottom of the garlic, and then most of the time it just like kind of peels off just like that. So we have our garlic right there. So I'm gonna let you do the honors and go ahead and try.
Try to do what?
The comments are coming in pretty quickly.
Take off the garlic. Let's see. Oh, sorry,
this one?
Instagram.
This one?
Yeah, that one.
Oh,
What do we do? We take off the top.
You tell. Hold on. What's the top? Oh, this is the top.
Yes. With the
I'm
knife.
I'm so nervous.
No, you use the knife.
Oh, like this?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, careful your fingers.
No,
Remember,
don't worry.
sharp.
I got it. in the bottom, right?
Oh, you're left-handed.
Yeah, I am left-handed.
Okay, also, the way you hold your knife, let me show you.
Oh, God, I don't want to cut my
You
finger.
want to hold your knife like this, with your thumb,
Uh-huh.
sorry, face it, your thumb like this, and then rock your knife back and forth.
So my thumb would be over here.
Yeah, left-handed. Ooh, he cut off a little bit of garlic. And because the knife is so sharp, you don't normally have to rock it back and forth. And then you're just going to want to go ahead and peel that off. Is it not peeling?
It worked a lot better for you. Oh, there.
There, see, you got it.
Oh.
It's not so bad.
I'm like a regular G Garvin out here.
All right, so mincing garlic is a task that's like super annoying for most people. The way that chefs do it, or some chefs do it, they'll like slice it up. But what we're gonna do is go ahead and use a grater to grate our garlic. Now, if you have watched the show before, you know that I'm a big fan of a microplane grater. So that is like a grater that's just like this side of the grater. But if you don't have that, this side of the grater will work just fine. But honestly, it's not that expensive to buy. I just didn't want to buy everything from Amazon when I was coming here.
I totally forgot I had a grater.
Yeah, he also was like, because we're using cheese later, and I got the groceries delivered to his house, and he was like, "Oh, you're gonna need a grater for this." And then we get to his house, and he had a grater. So did you even know what a grater was?
Yeah, I told you to bring one. I do know that.
Momo said she's surprised you have cooking utensils.
Look.
And your friend Darfman said, here it goes. I got it ready. 911 on call just in case.
You know what? That's Amin El Hassan. He needs to get off of this. He's a terrorist. Get him away from
Momo,
anything I'm
his
doing.
house is actually surprisingly like nice. I feel like I'm in like my mom's house or something.
Khaki said, we cooking live, baby.
We are cooking. Cooking is happening.
Cooking is happening.
And Kavan believes a good knife costs $40.
He doesn't believe?
No, I don't know.
No, I mean, it's not like the best, like, Japanese crafted, like, someone spent his life making this. But if you just do a little bit of cooking, which I propose, like, everyone should do just a little bit of cooking, you still need, like, good equipment. This knife is a really good buy for you. And like I said, we literally got it off of Amazon Prime today.
Here's the thing. I think I'm going to speak for Kavan on this, and hopefully I'm right. When you said, "Oh, I hope you don't think I'm cheap," and it's a $40 knife, I'm like, $40 for a knife? That's expensive as hell.
No, so, really good knives are like $100 plus. This is a good buy.
They think you try to play Justin because you said his house is surprisingly nice.
Oh, excuse me. I mean,
Look,
for a single man like living alone, I don't really have high expectations normally. Sorry, just gonna put that out there. Also, quick note. I know a lot of people do this in their own homes. We all have these plastic utensils and like we leave them in the pan and walk away. Big mistake, because that's how you end up eating plastic. We've actually in our own house ruined quite a few spatulas in this fashion. So you want to make sure that you're leaving your utensils outside of the pan, and even better yet, just invest in some nice wooden things, because you can't. I mean, it's still like not the greatest, but if you leave them in the pan and they're wooden, they're not going to melt into your pan.
Learn from me, America. Tins did that, so hopefully you won't have to go through that.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Buddha said he spent $350 on a knife one time.
Buddha, you spent $350 on a knife?
$350 on a knife?
What type of knife was that?
Oh, you a chef.
All right. While our pancetta is crisping up, it's taking a little while to get to temperature, but again, it's really good to start with a cold pan so it crisps and now it's starting to sound like something, right?
Yeah.
It crisps all the way up, and it's not just like crispy on the outside and fatty on the inside. While that's happening, we're going to go ahead and make our sauce, and this is going to require us to separate eggs. Is this something that you have ever done before?
I can do that.
Oh, okay, great. Awesome. Question.
How many minutes to boil pasta? I tend to overcook it.
So when you're boiling...
I'm not alone.
When you're boiling pasta, honestly, the directions on the package, you want to check it. Normally it says 8 to 10 minutes, but the directions on the package, you want to check it like a minute or two before the directions on the package actually say. Question.
Kathy joined late. She would like to know what we're cooking again.
Oh, if you are just joining us, we are making pasta carbonara, which is a very simple pasta dish from Rome. Not even Justin can mess it up. Hopefully. Hopefully I'm going to eat something at the end of this.
Yeah, me too.
Down just a little.
Momo said $350 knife. They better come with $325 worth of groceries.
Better preach, my queen. You better preach.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and make our sauce, which is basically just egg based. If you see a recipe for pasta carbonara that includes cream, that's completely cheating. That's like binding it together and like you're just a cheater, so don't ever use that. What I need you to do is separate 3 eggs, and we're gonna have 1 egg whole. So one will be your whites and one will be your... Actually, technically, you're supposed to use 3 bowls when you separate eggs, just in case.
Okay, so I thought something else. So you got to do it at least the first time. Sure.
All right, I'm just gonna stir this around because we don't want our pancetta to burn.
Right.
Separating eggs.
Mm-hmm.
When you're separating the egg white from the egg yolk. So what you're gonna do is crack your egg on a flat surface.
Crack egg.
You don't want to crack it on the side of the bowl because that can end up having shells in it. Then you're gonna separate the eggshell for you guys at home, and you see all this white will fall out. Very dramatic. And then you just kind of toss it from side to side.
Okay, I've done that before. I just didn't know that was okay.
And so you want to make sure, or try to make sure most of the egg white. You're never gonna get all of the egg white out, but you know, a majority of it, and you can like kind of cut it at the end, and then you put your egg yolk right in there.
I can do that.
All right, so I just need, how many eggs did I say?
3?
Yeah, 2 more into there.
Uh-oh. I'm nervous. People are watching.
Don't be nervous.
I'm nervous. Oh, okay, I got you.
And if you mess up the shell, you can just pass it between your hands. Like you can get rid of the shell.
Almost dropped it.
Oh God.
Almost dropped it.
Oh, there you go.
And
And then yeah, just cut your losses. There you go. I'll take the eggshell.
thank
Your
you.
phone, Justin.
Now
Yeah,
again.
that's mine.
Can you see it where you can see it? Can people see you?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
there you go.
That's good.
Perfect.
Thank you, Chris.
No.
All right. So right now we're cracking our eggs for our sauce for our pasta carbonara. Again, if you want to give up on the shell, you can just pass the yolk from hand to hand, but it's a little more messy, obviously.
I don't know. I saw you do it, so I like doing this.
I'm going to just stir our pancetta back here because I don't want it to burn. I just want it to crisp up.
All right, let me see.
Kenny Ellie said, "Woo, that egg was a struggle."
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
So we have 3 egg yolks in here, right? Actually, let's go ahead and do 4 because it's entertaining to the people to watch you do this.
Oh, ladies, I know you like the way I separate. Never mind. That was not going to go the way I want. Oh, shit.
Here, just use your hands.
No, I'm not using my hands.
No, there's no shame in using your hands.
There is shame in using your hands. Ladies don't like that. Okay, well, all right. Cooking after dark. Let's go. I'm here for that.
All right, guys. I'm just stirring my pancetta back here, what's the difference between pancetta and bacon? Your fun facts to tell the ladies later. Definitely could pick up some ladies with that line. You know the difference between bacon and pancetta.
I mean, what man doesn't know the difference between bacon and pancetta? Like,
pancetta is not smoked.
Yes.
And bacon is smoked.
Absolutely.
But they both come from the belly of the pig.
Okay, yeah, I remember the belly part.
Yep. All right, so for our sauce, we don't need the egg whites, but this is great because you can eat these for breakfast. They freeze beautifully, but most of the time you just put them in the fridge and eat them for breakfast the next day.
Got it.
And then we also are going to need for our sauce 1 full egg. So I'll do that. We've had enough fun with you cracking the eggs.
Yeah, look.
If you ever get an eggshell inside your eggs, you can just go ahead and fish that out with the eggshell. It kind of acts as a magnet. All right, let's get rid of our eggs. And our water is actually at a roaring boil. A roaring boil. It's not a little simmer. Like you want to be patient when you're cooking pasta because if your pasta is not at a roaring boil, your pasta's not going to cook like properly. Now, how do you cook your pasta? Like, what would you do if you're cooking pasta? We're gonna see if.
What you mean?
Like, what would you do if you're cooking pasta? What would you do? The water's at a boil. What's the next step?
The noodles.
Okay. No.
No. Okay.
We're gonna add in some salt. Why are we adding salt? Because pasta is literally flavorless.
Yeah, it is.
And I didn't know that Morton's makes all natural sea salt. That's like a new thing to me. But it's still like the small like grain of salt.
Make sure you step in everybody's frame.
There you go. Small grain of salt. But this will work perfectly for pasta. And we're actually gonna add about a tablespoon or like a couple tablespoons. We want the water to taste like the ocean. I also don't want to burn myself, so that's why I touched it several times. I'm gonna add that in. And And if you are new to cooking, like you guys are all like, oh my god, you're gonna give me high blood pressure. But your pasta is only your pasta is only going to absorb like 1/16 of the salt that we put in all that water. Because there's like 5 quarts of water to 1 pound of pasta, so it's really like you're not gonna have high blood pressure from salting your pasta water. The only thing that's gonna happen is your pasta is going to taste flavored when it comes out of the water.
That's what we want, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add in all of this pasta to that water.
Adding pasta.
Just drop it in there. Well, don't drop it because
Yeah,
you'll burn yourself. But just place it in there. And a lot of times people think they have to add oil to your water. You don't have to add any oil to water. It actually does nothing except for makes your pan harder to clean later.
Mm-hmm.
But what we want to do is as the pasta like kind of goes down, we want to make sure that it goes down like within a minute or 2, right? So we want to stir it around after another minute or 2. So that will be your job to remember.
Stir it in a minute or 2. Got it.
Question.
What kind of pasta are you using?
We are using spaghetti, but you can use any kind of long pasta. I like bucatini a lot, which is the spaghetti with like a hole in it, so it'll absorb all the sauce as well. Angel hair pasta is a thinner spaghetti. You could use linguine, but linguine for me in this dish is a little too thick because the sauce is so creamy. I know I like a thinner pasta. All right, so our pasta's cooking. Our package says 8 to 10 minutes, so we are gonna check it. I know this clock is not right, but in about 6 minutes on this clock, we'll check our pasta.
Mm-hmm.
And our pancetta is still back here. I'm gonna show you guys up here. It's browning away over here. And while this is happening, we're gonna continue working on our sauce. So I need you to grate this cheese.
Oh boy. First, as soon as I open it.
So we are using Parmesan cheese. A lot of recipes called for pecorino cheese, which the difference between Parmesan and pecorino cheese is pecorino is a sheep's milk cheese and Parmesan is from cow.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and grate it.
Which side?
Do you
This
need
side?
it? We're going to use this big side.
Okay.
On these graters, I honestly don't like most of the sides except for this gigantic side.
This side. So this
Especially
right
for
here?
cheese. Yep. If you are just joining us, welcome to Real Life Cooking with Chefleen with special guest Justin Tinsley.
Very special.
Very, very special because he says he can't cook anything.
No, and I'm not even grating the
Look at
cheese
him,
right.
he's grating. Wait, are you using the right side?
You said this side, right?
No, the right side of the cheese.
Oh, sorry. I was using the wrong side of the cheese.
So, Parmesan cheese, real Parmesan cheese has this rind on the outside. That's how you know it's real Parmesan cheese from Italy. It's actually stamped on this side, so it's actually not edible, but you can throw it into soups and stews like for more flavor, like once you get to the very end. But you want to use this side when you're grating the cheese.
Look, I'm here.
Thank you for that tip right now. Some
Oh,
people
there we go. Now we're grating cheese. Look at me. You see me, Grandma? I know you watching. Woo.
I'm over here just stirring our pancetta. If you're just joining us, Real Life Cooking, we make a meal from start to finish in real life homes using real life ingredients. Anyone can do it. I promise you can do it at your own home. We're making pasta carbonara today, which is a dish that only has like 4 ingredients. 4 ingredients that you might have to buy. Everything else you should probably have at your house already. Right now we have our pasta cooking in the back, about 6 minutes on that. And we're going to check it, and we have our pancetta crisping up in our pan. And we have Justin over here grating our Parmesan cheese on the right side.
Yes, finally.
Parmesan cheese, so like I said, real Parmesan cheese only comes from a specific region in Italy. Question?
Turkey bacon. Joanna is 20 minutes late, and she's using turkey bacon, but she wants to know how much does she need.
So if you're using turkey bacon slices, I would use probably about 6. Cut them
That's
into
what I
dice.
was thinking too.
Yeah.
I was thinking 6.
I should have just let him answer because he's pretty much an expert now.
Yeah, I mean,
And you want to make sure it gets nice and crispy in your pan.
Mm-hmm.
And our pancetta is looking great over here.
Oh, our pancetta is cooking, huh?
Mm-hmm. It's getting nice and brown, looking like me when I came back from Mexico.
I know that's right. Me too.
All right, I'm also stirring our pasta back here. Justin did not do his job and reminded me
You
to
told-
stir the pasta.
Oh.
Sorry, I gave you too many tasks at
Yes.
one time.
Come on now. Like, I was grating the cheese on the wrong side. You thought I was gonna remember that?
Our pasta water is very, very salted to give our pasta flavor before we even put it in our sauce. And our sauce, so far, he's grating the cheese. We have some eggs. We separated 4 eggs and 1 whole egg for our sauce.
Separated is putting it lightly.
Yes. Separating means separating the yolk from the white part. And it's not actually so hard to do. Question?
A statement or a quote. Bad noodle can ruin a good sauce, but a good sauce can never ruin a bad noodle.
Who said that? Socrates?
Cinco de Fifth.
Cinco de Fifth?
Yes.
Bad noodle can ruin a good sauce?
A bad noodle can ruin a good sauce, but a good sauce can never ruin a bad noodle.
Oh, that's true. So you in this dish, you're 50-50. You could ruin one or the other. But,
Hashtag good noodles matter.
Malcolm X said that one time.
Here. All right, our pancetta is actually almost there, which is great.
Man, grating this cheese is like a good bicep workout.
Grating cheese is pretty much one of the worst tasks ever. Like when I was little, my mom made lasagna and she'd make me grate the cheese. I was like, Mom, like really? I'd be like,
I see.
My arm was just tired and weary. But now, actually, this is enough cheese too. You can stop. He's like basically done. I'm like, oh, you're good. We're gonna reserve some of that for the end if we want to top our pasta with some cheese. So go ahead and put some of it, like a handful of it in there. Question?
How can you make this meal vegetarian friendly?
Eat something else? I'm just kidding.
Definitely not use that.
Yeah. The whole point of this meal, like literally, is the pancetta. And also, if you want to take out this pancetta and whoa, we lost Facebook. We lost Facebook Live. Oh, there we go.
We're back.
We're back.
Oh, watch your phone.
Come on. All right. If you want to make this vegetarian, so this dish, literally the purpose of it is the bacon or pancetta and the cheese. So if you want to just scoop out the pancetta and put it onto this paper towel, but on a plate.
Oh.
So we can just drain it. I'm going to lower the heat. The whole point of this dish is the pancetta and the cheese because it has so few ingredients. It's not really a dish you would want to make vegetarian. But if you wanted to just toss your pasta with eggs and cheese, like once we make the sauce, that would be vegetarian, not vegan, but yeah. All right, so for our sauce, we have our eggs over here. Oh, I need a fork. Where's a fork?
I got those.
Oh. We have our fork. I'm going to go ahead and whisk up our eggs. We want our eggs to be a nice homogeneous mixture, which we talked about last week when we made our perfect scrambled eggs. So you don't want to have any white bits inside of your eggs at all. And then after he scrapes out this pancetta, we're also going to add in the little bit of garlic. Not traditional in pasta carbonara, but it's going to add that nice little flavor. Also, some recipes tell you to our pancetta didn't make so much fat. There's like a tablespoon or so of fat inside of there. So I'm going to make this even better and add like a tablespoon of butter.
Oh, yes.
But if you wanted to be like healthier, you could remove more of the fat and not add the butter. But come on, guys, it's Sunday. Summer's not here yet. We don't have to be in that good of shade. So let's just add it on it. Question?
Family said KCB01 said, Justin, be prepared to make this dish for your family.
Kim. Kim. I got you. I got it after this. I have to call Chefleen up again to walk me through it, but I will cook it for the family, Kim. I promise you.
All right, so if you could just mix that. I just added the cheese into the eggs, and I'm melting this butter back here. You just need to mix that in together. And now we're kind of at like a waiting point until our pasta is cooked, because what we're gonna do is add in the eggs once we add in our pasta, and you don't want to do it one or the other because we want our eggs to be nice and or if we add in the eggs now, we're just gonna make scrambled eggs. So we need to add in the pasta, and the eggs will actually cook with a warm pasta. We're not making scrambled eggs here. So we'll just put all of this to the side for now. And since we're here, we might as well make a little side salad to go along with this, right?
I love a good salad. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I will tell you guys, Justin eats very healthy. He has like zucchini in his fridge. Like what man has zucchini in his fridge? Like
This man.
All right, so we're gonna make a quick salad dressing really quick. a quick salad dressing really quick.
Same thing. I know what you meant.
We're going to use some red wine vinegar.
I love red wine vinegar.
Yes. Can you open that actually? And where is a shallot? I'm going to dice up a little bit of a shallot for us, like half of a shallot. So you can go ahead and add in about 1/4 of a cup of that red wine vinegar. Oh, you're going to measure?
Yes.
Justin clearly hasn't watched the show before. I do not measure. But
you know what? We're not measuring either.
yeah, just go ahead and add in about you can't mess it up because we can always add in more oil if you think it's too.
Is that 1/4 of a cup?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good. Now I'm dicing up a little bit of a shallot. Every vinaigrette you want to add in vinegar or acid, which could be vinegar or lemon juice, lime juice, orange juice, and then some sort of allium. In this case, we're using shallot, which is a little bit sweeter than onion, but not as like strong as garlic. And then, what we need, you need an emulsifier. So most of the time in my dishes, where did we put that? Oh. Most of my vinaigrettes, when I've made vinaigrettes on the show before, our emulsifier is mustard. But I noticed in your house you do not have any mustard, which is totally fine because egg yolks work just as well as an emulsifier. So we're going to add, actually egg yolks are the base of real Caesar salad dressing. That's what makes it creamy.
Really?
Yeah.
The more you know.
So we're going to go ahead and separate this one egg. And in this case, you really want to make sure most of that egg white is gone. I should have made you do this again so we could laugh again.
You mean looking all?
And then if I could have you just mix that around with a fork. Let's clean up some of our area. Clean chef is a good chef. So we're going to mix that around. And it's going to kind of look like nothing. We also want to add, at this point, a little bit of salt. We're going to season it, obviously. And we want to add in some pepper.
It's all about the risk game.
Oh.
It's all about the risk game.
I also got this. Actually, I got this Italian seasoning, so we can make go with this theme of Italianness. Italian seasoning, Italianness. There's oregano, marjoram, thyme, rosemary, basil, and sage. Seasoning mixes, if you don't cook a lot, are really good because it's all in one, and then you just have to sprinkle. You don't have to buy, because if you're to buy all of these spices, it would be like $30. Each spice is like $5. So if you don't cook a lot, it's not really worth buying every single spice if a recipe needs something. So just trying to find a seasoning mix that goes along with the flavors that you're looking for.
Got it.
All right, so add like a teaspoon or so of the dried herbs, and we're gonna add in some salt.
Man, this looks good. See, I love sauce. So, hold on.
All right, now vinaigrette. Obviously, we need to stream in some oil. And we want to stream in our oil nice and slowly because that's going to keep it. You see how it looks right now? I'm going to need your help for this. It looks like all together. And sometimes when you make vinaigrettes, it separates and becomes oily. So the way to prevent that is you are going to constantly mix as I stream in the olive oil.
I got you.
And you could do this by yourself. It's just a little easier with 2 people. And you want to stream in the olive oil like super slow, like super duper slow at first. And if you ever get any like pools of oil on top of it, you want to just go ahead and stop and make sure it's all mixed in before you start adding in more.
Oh man, it smells so good.
If you have a blender, this is actually really easily done in a blender because you just turn on your blender, stream in your oil, perfectly fine. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and taste this.
Yes.
I like it. You can go ahead and taste it and let me know what you think. I'm also gonna rinse off my hands.
You can never have too much sauce.
Oh my goodness. All right, so we have our vinaigrette over here to the side. We're gonna check on our pasta now. Ooh. How I check my pasta, how do I know it's done? I take out, you said what? Oh, throw it against the wall? Let's see. Oh, it's done. What? Oh, you guys didn't, for the people at home, you didn't see it. We're gonna throw all the pasta on Justin's wall. That means it's done. But the other way to tell is to taste it. Go ahead and taste this. This pasta is still a little bit, has a little bit of bite to it, but that's exactly what we want because the pasta is going to continue to cook as we add it into the sauce. So, but before we drain our pasta, we want to take a little bit of that water out in case we need to thin our sauce. Oh, actually, I'm going to use a mug and just take out some of this water. And then if I could have you drain that pasta into that thing.
I can do that.
But you need like hot things because it's hot. I've burnt myself a lot of times on pasta making.
My grandma gave me these.
Thanks, Grandma, for keeping Justin's hands safe.
Yep.
For all the cooking that he does.
All of it.
You get a little facial while you're
Yeah, you do.
draining out your pasta. Alright, perfect.
Voila.
You can just put that back over here. Alright guys, we are nearing the end of real life cooking today and we haven't burnt down the house yet. We're making pasta carbonara. We have our sauce ready with our eggs and our Parmesan that we've whisked together. Egg yolks mainly, and 1 egg. We've whisked together with some Parmesan cheese or pecorino, which this pasta's still stuck on the wall right here. And then we have our pasta we just drained. We're gonna add this into the pot that we cooked, or the pan that we cooked our pancetta in. And we also added, we kept all that fat because fat is flavor, and we also on top of that added a little tab of butter to that. And if I can have you mix that around.
Yep.
And all we're gonna do to finish this off is literally put the egg mixture, the egg and cheese mixture in on a low heat, not a high heat because we don't want to end up with scrambled eggs.
Nope.
We want to make a nice creamy sauce, so we're gonna just add in this
Oh, look at this.
to there, and you want to keep mixing, keep mixing. And we want to add in that pasta water that we reserved. Because if we don't add in the pasta water is nice and starchy. So it's going to help it make it nice and thick. But it's also going to help thin out some of our sauce. I'm not going to add all of it in yet. I'm going to just see how it goes while he's doing this. Now the final ingredient to traditional pasta carbonara is freshly ground black pepper. That's what makes it its spiciness. That's why it's called cal and e pepe. I'm not an Italian speaker, but it's cal and pepe, which is pepper and cheese, basically. So yeah. Question?
How do you feel, Tins? Was this too much for you to do on your own?
Probably, but that's why I'm gonna save this video and watch it next time. But I'm having a lot of fun. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I'm having a lot of fun, and this food smells amazing.
Yeah, it looks. If you want to bring that over for the cameras to see, it's like nicely sauced, nicely saucy. It's like all coated, but we don't have scrambled eggs here. So that's exactly what we're looking for. So now all we have to do is plate up our pasta. I'm going to teach you a trick.
Ooh, I like tricks.
So let me move this up way. To plate your pasta, to make those little nice like fancy nests they have, you know, you're going to take your pasta. Can everyone see on the cameras? All right. Take your pasta, and then as you place it on the plate, twist your wrist, and then you get like a nice little neat nest.
Oh, there is like the restaurant stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, and if you want to do another one on top, just another one just like that. This is clearly like not enough for one person. I'm sure we're probably going to want to eat more.
Yep.
And then you're just going to want to top it with more cheese and some basil. The basil, we don't need to chiffonade it because it's not actually traditionally in the recipe, but it just adds like, because it's a pretty boring colored dish, like the cayenne pepper.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have you taste this while I plate up our salad. So grab a fork. Oh, you know what we forgot?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness, how could we forget to add in the pancetta we perfectly crisped up? Some recipes tell you to put it in while you're making the sauce, but because I like the crispiness, if you add it in with the sauce, it's gonna get not as crispy as if you just sprinkle it on at the end. But totally a preference thing, whatever you want to do. But go ahead and taste that. Let us know what you think.
There we go, guys. Moment of truth. Amazing. amazing. Amazing.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
I don't think this is too hard for you to do on your own.
Well, I do, but you know, I'm glad
I feel
you're
like
here.
you could do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and we have our salad dressing that we just whipped up using the egg yolk as a emulsifier. So typically I tell you vinaigrettes you can leave in your fridge for like 1 to 2 weeks. When you're using an egg yolk, I would